Hi everyone, Laura K483 here. You have either seen me on my YouTube channel or on my Twitch channel before, and this video is going to be a little different from some of the content I normally post to my YouTube channel because this is a game review, the first one I've ever done. And this game review was asked of me by someone else because anyone who's been on my Twitch channel, you know I am a partner with Paladin Games. Paladin Games is a website, for those of you that don't know, where you can buy game keys for your favorite like PC portals to play games like Steam, Origin, etc. And you can buy games for usually really great discounts, and you shop through personal referral links of streamers and content creators like myself, and you can help support them. So the guy who runs this website, Paladin Games, messaged me on Twitter and asked if I wanted to do a review of a game that's coming out for PS4. Because he knows I'm a big PS4 player. I stream a lot for my PS4. It's one of my favorite consoles. And I'm still a bit new to the world of PC gaming and everything. The game in question is called Armikrog, and it's not a brand new game, it's just being brand newly released for PS4. It has been out for PC, I believe. When I did like 2 seconds of Google research and saw that this game already existed, there were already videos on YouTube of Let's Plays and stuff. But I guess they want opinions from console players of how they thought of the game before it came out. So I said, sure, why not? I'll give it a go. I'm down to try new games. Gave me free key. Why not? So I played the game today, and I was only able to play it for 40 minutes before I had to rage quit, basically. So this may not be the most glowing of reviews for this game. That doesn't mean it's a bad game, though. There were some parts I did really enjoy. But anyways, let's jump into it and break down a little bit more my 40 minutes of time playing this game and what I personally liked and didn't like. So the game started out really promising. I knew it was a claymation stop-motion animated game, so I figured this was going to be a really visually interesting game, and it was. Like, the animation was really impeccable. Some of the visuals they provided were really unique. I haven't seen anything like it in a game before, and it almost made me feel like I was watching a movie instead of playing a video game, which is always a kind of surreal experience. And it had this opening sequence. It was almost like a theme song to a television show. It had some really catchy music. They put the little bit of backstory you needed into a theme song almost. So I started out and I was like, oh, this seems cool. I might really like this game. Alrighty, I'm down. And it grabbed your attention right off the bat, gets you into the game. The first thing that took me out of the experience a little bit, that took me out of the immersion, if you will, that happens when you play a video game, was the control scheme and the gameplay. I expected, like most games, you control the character. You're like a third-person-esque game. I would get to move Tom Knott, the main character you play as, around. But nope, that was not the case. There was a cursor, and it's just you moving the cursor around, clicking on things, and then he walks to them. And so that took me a few seconds to figure out, so that's fine, whatever. I figured it out quickly. But then throughout the game, I kept finding out new things I could do, but not in a fun learning, slowly introducing you way, in a really clunky, got really confused, accidentally did something, oh look, that was what you're supposed to do, kind of way. So I realized I could switch characters with his dog, Beaker, at one point. I was like, oh, well, that would have been nice if that had been made clear. Cool. Because it's an important mechanic, obviously, throughout the game. And the way, the cursor worked and how you leave from room to room, it's not just, click on a door. You have to click outside the door, which doesn't really make any sense and took me a little bit of time to figure out. So overall, the gameplay and the control scheme, I was not a fan. I prefer first-person or third-person games where I control the character. I want to be playing as that character, not as some omniscient, godlike narrator outsider that's just being able to click on things and manipulate things. Unless I'm playing The Sims, I'm not about that life. And even then, I was like, whatever, I can deal with the control scheme. It's not what I'm used to, but hey, I play a very specific style of games, so it's good to try new things. But then I just got more and more frustrated because it was just confusing puzzle after confusing puzzle, and there was never really any explanation of backstory. There was that opening bit, which is really good, and the backstory they gave me was Tom Knott is one of 3 astronauts who is looking for this material called plutonium to save their planet Spyro 5. After that, nothing. Oh, we know the other 2 brothers died. He's the only one left alive. We wake up on this strange planet. But nothing I was doing, none of these puzzles I was solving, nothing that was going on, led me to believe I was actually doing this. I was looking for this material. Even when I thought I found a source of the material, that was not the case. So that was kind of, confusing as all hell. And then we're just solving puzzle after puzzle, going through this weird, very pretty looking, but very weird building house thing of sorts, if you will. We're moving around on some weird octopus that has extendable legs. Whatever. I can get behind it. But then every single puzzle almost, I had to go to YouTube and figure out how to do it. Because I get that it's not a hold your hand experience. This game is very much like you figure it out by doing stuff. But there's still a better way you can do that. Games like The Vanishing of Ethan Carter, for example, are like that, and I still beat that game and enjoyed that game, even though it took me a while to figure out what I was supposed to do. This game just kept confusing me over and over and over again. It kept making me really annoyed, because it'd be one thing if it was puzzles I was having trouble with, but then those puzzles advanced the story, but from what I could tell, there was no story advancement happening, just one series of unfortunate events after another. And then, of course, the game got even more. Anyone who knows me knows this probably was not the best game for me to review, because then you meet a crying baby. And you have to carry this baby around with you for no reason. There's no explanation of why you come across a random child, and you now have to be its caretaker. But then there's puzzles you have to solve to stop the baby from crying. I hate children, particularly babies, and I hate the sound of babies crying. It drives me up the wall. And I had to, yet again, go to YouTube, solve this puzzle, because I just could not wait for this baby to shut up. I could not care less about it. I had no idea what was going on. And it was fairly soon after the baby came in that I quit my playing for the day. I wanted to keep going. I wanted to get further in the game and give it more chances, but it has none of the stuff that usually appeals to me in a game. I like story-driven games. I like to be very aware of the story and know what I'm doing to progress it, and I get really drawn into stories. That's why I love games like the Uncharted series and the Spyro the Dragon, Legend of Zelda, Star Fox. I like these kind of games. This one, it gave us that beginning of a story, but then after that, we didn't know what was going on. We had no idea where we were, what we were doing, how this was actually advancing any plot, or who this random baby was, or anything like that. And again, the gameplay and control scheme is not the way I usually operate, so I found it kind of clunky, kind of frustrating. It made the game feel like it moved slower for me, having to click on things and wait for him to interact rather than just being the character. And the puzzles were just not fun. I like puzzle games. I just said I like games like The Legend of Zelda, which are very puzzle heavy. And one of my favorite games I ever played when I was a kid was Star Fox Adventures for the GameCube, which was very puzzle heavy. I don't mind a good puzzle. I like to be challenged. And contrary to what it may seem sometimes on my stream when I'm sleep deprived, I am a very intelligent individual at times. So normally I can give puzzles a good go, and I very rarely have to go to things like YouTube or the internet to solve them. But I had to do that for almost every single puzzle in the 40 minutes I played. And 40 minutes, there was still 4 separate puzzles. Every 10 minutes, there was some new puzzle that they didn't tell you how to do. You just showed up there, and they're like, okay, do a thing now. So that was not cool. So overall, if I had to give this game a rating out of 10, I would probably give it, for me personally, a 4 out of 10. Because the only thing I liked the music in the beginning, I liked the intro, and the animation was really cool, and it did feel almost like watching a movie and not playing a game in a good way. But after that, nothing about the game kept my interest, other than, well, this looks cool, but that's not enough for me to save a game. I need to care about the story. I need to enjoy playing it. I need to not be frustrated every few minutes. And I can take frustration. I'm currently playing through Alien Isolation, which I've been at the same part for 2 hours. There's frustration I can do because I understand why I'm doing it. I know what's going on and I know how to progress. I just haven't done it. This was the frustration of I have no idea what's happening. I have no idea what I'm supposed to be doing. I just am clueless. I'm wandering around in this beautiful world clueless, and I'm not a fan. I need games to be clear. I like games where I know what to do and I have a clear objective all the time. So personally, this game is not for me. I gave it a 4 out of 10. If you like more open world games, if you like games where you're a little more just kind of figuring stuff out as you go, you like the lack of guidance, you like the puzzles, then maybe you'll love this game. I'm not saying it's a bad game for any of these reasons. I'm just saying these are my thoughts. This is why I didn't like it. And I probably will never play this game again. Which also says something. 'Cause I'm normally the kind of person that even if I start a game, if I hate it, I'm determined to finish it. Because I like to beat every game I play. This one, nah, not about that life. But yeah, those are my thoughts on Armikrog. Anyone who still thinks this sounds like it's for you, go for it. You can play it on PC or PS4. I was playing it on PS4. That was the platform I was using today. Who knows? Maybe it's slightly less clunky on PC. Maybe it's a little more appealing. I would not know. But anyways, thanks for watching. If you liked or disliked the review for any reason, let me know in the comments. I'd love to hear what you think. And if you like this video and want me to review any other games, then go for it. This is the first one of these videos I've done, so I have no idea what you guys are going to think. But I would love to hear from you. And like I said, I mainly post, a lot of my YouTube videos normally come from my Twitch channel, so if you ever want to see me play a game live, join in, and heckle me in the chat, tell me how to solve these puzzles, assist me, why not? My Twitch link is in the description down below. Thanks, guys!